Hi, my name is Aubrey and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I think my story is very similar to other people. I literally grew up on YouTube, so I have filmed many videos, many vlogs that will never see the light of day, but this is my very first video that I am posting on this channel, so welcome. I hope you get to know me a little bit through this video, get to know my content, my editing style, and I hope you choose to stay. So if you end up liking it, subscribe because there's definitely more to come. But a little bit about me. My name is Aubrey. I am 27 years old. I also am an ENFP, type 6W7 for Enneagram. Oh, and I'm a Slytherin. I'm a huge Swiftie. I think that kind of like covers it all. Oh, and I love One Direction as well. These are my boys. It's been actually a very hard time in the fandom. If you did not know, I was a Liam girl. So, moment of silence. Oh, and I have a cat named Karma, and she might appear in the video, might not. She's quite needy. She just meowed at me like, why aren't you paying attention to me? But essentially, I am a middle school English teacher. I'm in my 5th year currently, and I've only had jobs in childcare or education, especially like my part-time jobs. I've always kind of worked at a daycare or to be a counselor at a camp. At the end of my 4th year of teaching, I was definitely getting a little burnt out. I think if you could talk to any person in education about kind of what it's like right now to be a teacher, I think a lot of people would kind of say the same thing. It's just a little bit tough. So miracle happened. I always look for Barnes & Noble part-time jobs. I've been looking for literally 10 years. On like one really particularly tough day at work, I went home and I looked it up and I saw that there was a part-time position opening, and it was actually at my dream store. This is the store that I always shop at because it has a ton of inventory. It has a newsstand, it has music, it has a cafe. It's literally so large, but it's all on one level and it has accessible parking. And if you know, or if you like frequent Barnes & Nobles, that's kind of like a unicorn store. So I immediately applied and I got it. The only thing is that it was over an hour away from where I currently live and where I teach at. So that was a little bit of a struggle. So I just transferred actually to a Barnes & Noble that is closer to my house. Actually, it's only like 15 minutes away, which is kind of awesome. It's a smaller store. It's one of the newer stores, and I'm loving it. But before I like totally went crazy and spent my discount on there, I definitely wanted to do a like Barnes & Noble haul, like a collective haul. I did not purchase all these books at once. These are books that I have accumulated over 6 months, but it is still quite a lot. I did not realize how tempting it would be every day to work around just things that bring me so much joy. That was tricky. A lot of self-control. Who is she? Don't know her. I understand that this is not a normal person's haul, but it's my money and it brings me happiness, and it's going to be fun on this channel to kind of check all these off my TBR. Some of these I've already read, some in they're just special edition, and some of these I already seen one I purchased twice because I had forgotten that I had bought it, and that's a problem. So currently I'm on like a little bit of a book buying ban. I'm putting my buying on ice for a bit. So this is everything that I've bought at Barnes & Noble for the most part. I think some of the books are like missing in action. They're either at my parents' house or I've lent them out in the last 6 months. So let's get started. These are not going to be in chronological order because my whole intent was to do that, but there's no way. So the first thing that like is a pretty like big purchase, but with the discount it was so doable, was my record player. So I got the Eastwood. It's a Victrola. That's a hybrid record player because it also has Bluetooth capability, so it kind of works as a speaker as well. I love it. I think it's great quality. If I could do it all over again, I think I would have gotten the Audio Technica, but I've never ever had a record player. I've never played a vinyl before, so I kind of wanted to start with something that was a little bit more affordable because I didn't know if this was going to be something that I would want to continue to do. I did purchase 3 vinyls. I got Phoebe Bridgers' Strangers in the Alps, Phoebe Bridgers' Punisher. Phoebe Bridgers is one of my very, very, very favorite artists. I also really want to get the Boy Genius ones. And then I also got Harry Styles, Harry's House. And I would like to have all of his in One Directions on vinyl, and of course Taylor Swift. I'm slowly starting that collection. It's definitely, again, not my priority for the moment, just because I need to stop stimulating the economy. I got Never Alive by Frida McFadden. Funny story, I did have a regular at the store completely spoil this for me, because we were talking about Frida McFadden, and she is one of my favorite thriller authors just because her writing is so snappy, and like anytime I'm in a slump, I immediately know The Cure is a Frida McFadden novel. So I was really excited about this one because I've heard a lot of really good things. And so I was telling a customer this. I was like, oh yeah, like I just bought this one. She goes, oh, and she was kind of like an older customer, and she was like, oh yeah, like I did read that one. I think that's the one, the blah 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 blah, like the twist. And I was like, I haven't read that one yet. So I'm hoping that I literally forget, and I'll pick it up when I forget. And it is already kind of like, I don't quite know the premise, so who knows. The Sarah J Maas, Crescent City in hardcover, all three of them have already ACOTAR all in hardcover, so I wanted to kind of complete collection. And then speaking of, I also have Throne of Glass series, also all in hardcovers. I also got the special edition of Lessons in Chemistry. It is gorgeous, literally gorgeous. Look at these end papers. This was a 5-star read for me. I loved this book. Someone picked it in my book club, and I was really surprised how much I liked it, so I'm glad I got that. And then I also got 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Yarros. I have only read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame from her. I also got these school bookends. I got The Summer Pact by Emily Giffin. This is something that me and my friend Emma, we were working one day, and we both kind of noticed this in our hardcover shop, and we were like, oh, Karma? Oh. We kind of looked at it, and we were like, oh, like that's really interesting. I have only read Something Borrowed from her. We both read a little bit of it on our 15, and we were both kind of hooked, so we both purchased it with the intent to read it together. We both abandoned it, so this is going to be the first thing I pick up probably around May, because I want to wait for it until it's summery. I got Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren they're amazing. I've literally been reading them since they were Twilight fanfic writers. I don't think anyone really remembers that, but Beautiful Bastard was originally Twilight fanfiction. So I've been a day one stan for them, so I'm excited to read this. I think this is a series, but different authors write different retellings, and Tangled is also my favorite Disney princess, so it made sense for me. 28 Summers. I think I purchased this twice though, so yikes. I have been on an Ellen Hilderbrand kick lately. Those books are so good. Her pen must smoke every time she finishes a book. I loved Golden Girl, 5 stars. I loved The Perfect Couple, 5 stars. I loved Hotel Nantucket, 5 stars. I've heard great things about 28 Summers, so my goal is to go through her whole backlist so that I can read Swan Song. Canadian Boyfriend by Jenny Holiday. It's it is a hockey with a ballerina, which I will eat that up. I used to be a dancer for a lot of my life, so I love any books that include a dancer. Specifically though, ballerinas, just because there is something so graceful and interesting and a little bit dark about being in a ballerina company, or being a ballerina, just because if you are a dancer, then you know that it can do something to you mentally. So yeah. I also got The Myrtle Volume 1. This is a logic puzzle workbook, but with true crime. Okay, this is a battered edition of Funny Story because I was annotating it. So I did purchase this at the store. Actually, Funny Story came out right when I started working at the store. So this is probably one of the first things I did buy. But look, the cover's not there sustained. I tanned with this. I think I literally got sunscreen on it. it is what it is, honestly, at this point. Summer Fridays by Suzanne Rindle. Me and a couple of other coworkers decided to kind of like start like a quasi book club. Only literally read 2 books, but this is one of them, and I really enjoyed that one. 5 Broken Blades, and I'm not gonna lie to you, what really sold me was the sprayed edges. Beautiful. Red Tower Books, they know how to market a book. They know how to make them look beautiful, and the cover art and the sprayed edges, it's just, look at that. Stunning. So I have not yet read this one, but I honestly, it seems like it's perfect time to, because I love to read fantasy in the fall and winter. And this is a really fun thing. So I did not purchase this, but Barnes & Noble did. Is one of the first stores to launch Moomin, which is, I think, a Swedish brand, and it went so well that the company gifted workers a mug, and look how beautiful that is. So I love this, and I cannot wait to just kind of cherish this for the rest of my life. I think that's so cute. And Moomin, I'm literally obsessed with. If you have a Barnes & Noble near you that sells Moomin, like, look at them. They're so cute. They're kind of like their own little thing. They're not hippos. We were told that explicitly. The Complete Handbook of Novel Writing, Assistant to the Villain, Pumpkin Spice Cafe, The Fourth Wing Paperback Edition, and Phantasma. Haunted Ever After, If We Were Villains, and it's the special edition with the red. The Bamboo Bath Caddy, because I am a bath fanatic, and I think this would be perfect for when I want to sip my drink, read my book. Got The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. I think like they both go viral on TikTok, so they decided to like fake date. The Worse Than Show. This is like a dog training romance. When that came in, I was like, I'm sad. The Villain Edit. This was a book that I read at Register just because, again, it was in our hardcover shop. But it is about a girl who gets put on like a show very much inspired by The Bachelor. And she thinks she's like kind of killing it. And she's getting a villain edit. And I think it's kind of a love triangle between like the Bachelor and a producer. So I find that really fascinating. The Binding 13, the special edition. It got a little damage in the bag, which makes me a little sad, but it's so cute because it has like little details about the Boys of Tommen series and like a little library card, and I'm glad I got that. This is an ARC, The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. That publishing company was super generous with how many ARCs they did send Barnes & Noble, so I gotta take that one home. Their Vicious Games. This was a pick of the month for, I think, like one of my first like official months there. So me and my store manager, my assistant store manager, we purchased this, Emma, and she got to finish it. I didn't, but she said she really liked it. It's a YA thriller. 28 Summers. I purchased this twice. That's how you know you have a problem. Then I also got Blonde Identity by Allie Carter. I'm super interested in this one because I used to read Allie Carter when I was younger. She did the Gallagher Girl series. If I Told You I Love You, I'd have to kill you or something like that. And I loved them. They were like a spy romance. And there was like a cute little YA thing. So, but this is just set up romance. So, but it kind of seems like a grown up version of like the girls that used to read that. So I'm really excited to read that. Body Check by Elle Kennedy. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I got The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. The premise is amazing, and I did get to read a little bit of it, and it's a Red Tower Books as well. Like they just know. They know what the readers want, because yes, a book is something I definitely want to read just to like get that story and learn from the books and get those rich in themes, but also I want something pretty to like display, and I feel like Red Tower Books does both really well. I got this game because I worked in the summer of Love Island season 6, so I was really obsessed with that, and this game came out onto our floor, and it's called Love Struck, and I think it's about basically based off of Love Island. Like, it's a social deduction game. Some people are here for the right reasons, some people are here for the wrong reasons, and you have to like kind of figure out who is not here for the right reasons, which I love those types of games. The Barnes & Noble Union Square tote because I think it is so cute. Out of My Heart by Sharon Draper, the 10th edition, special edition of Divergent. New bag. Beach Read by Emily Henry. I only have this on Kindle. I want a copy to annotate. Same with Happy Place. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways by Eve Kelman. Love at First Book. Fish Out of Water. Reappearance of Rachel Price. Holly Jackson, I Love You. I loved the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, so she's kind of another auto-buy author. Like, I will read whatever she puts out. And then I have Daisy Hates. I love the Magnolia Park series. I wish so bad that we had the original covers, but I do like that the shoe series in America. I think that's interesting. But I highly recommend, if you're reading these books, to get a physical copy, just because Daisy specifically, she talks in footnotes. So with Kindle's a little bit hard because you had to like click the link and go back all the time. So it's just kind of an easier read on physically. Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. Oh my gosh. The Tale of Emily Winsnap, and it is the Sprayed Edges edition. That was another like childhood fave that I had to have. And I got the first 3 because I really want to reread them and see if they like hold up. So I got Emily Winsnap in the Castle of the Mist and Emily Winsnap in the Monster of the Deep. I got the actual, the first copy of Magnolia Park's physical, because again, I only have those in Kindle. Got these like magnetic page clips. Gosh, and I forgot, I got this too, but a black cat bookmark. I like it because I have a black cat. So Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The Girls by Emma Klein. I had a newsstand, and I had this kind of also regular customer. She would always ask for this journal called Daphne's Diary. It's an export or an import. So it originates, I think, in the UK. And it is so cute. I love the aesthetic. It's very like giving Love Shack fancy. And it kind of is lifestyle, but there's like crafts you can do. There's like inventations, and I just love like the florals and all this stuff. And this was their 100th issue, so I wanted to get that. God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a Red Tower books arc that I got to take home called The Half King, His Kiss, Her Fate. Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. Heartstopper, the special edition. I have not gotten to read this, but I'm obsessed with the show, so I cannot wait to read it. And I love Alice Oseman, and like the representation really does matter, so I'm really excited to read this. And Solitaire. Those are 2 that I'm excited to read. The X-Files by Jessica Voice. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. This is a lot of books. Like, I'm like looking around, I'm like, this is insane. Next bag. The Messy Lives of Book People by Phaedra Patrick. All This and More by Pink Shepherd. This is kind of like an adult choose your own adventure, and the author wrote The Cartographers. I am surprised by the Goodreads average rating on this, because I just started reading it and I'm obsessed with it. So I don't know why it's not really hitting for other people. I'm getting into this, so I cannot wait to finish that. Shark Heart, A Love Story by Emily Hebeck. The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. I was obsessed with Fangirl Down, so I'm excited to read that. Dishonestly Yours by Kristen Becker Ritchie. I loved the Addicted series, so it's again another auto-buy author. I will read whatever these women put out. Runaway Love by Melanie Harlow. I'm not gonna lie, this is a Sprayed Edges buy. I was obsessed with the kiss marks. I think that's one of my favorite emojis. Obsidian, the special edition by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is my Jennifer L. Armentrout like first read. I'm so glad that she's kind of popped off. She's been writing like adult romantasy for a while, and they've gone all popular, but I love this series. It's a YA paranormal romance that has to do with aliens, but it's so well written. The lore of the aliens is very, very rich. And I ate this up. Oh, I know. This is really confusing for you. But yeah, I loved Obsidian, and I highly recommend it to anyone. It does kind of follow like similar plot beats to Twilight, but I'm obsessed with Twilight, so I'm okay with that. Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. This is a game I got called Sky Team Prepare for Landing. Me and my friend love games, and I want to know if we could fly a plane. This is literally my post-it note to reserve these books because I pull them when I'm working, like if I have to do like section detail or gardening or whatever, and I really like that book looks interesting to me, I will grab it and hold it behind the desk for me. And sometimes I forget to take the post-its off. But Wicked Serve by Grace Riley. This is a hockey romance, but what I like about it is the female main character. She is also a student athlete and she's a volleyball player. I love volleyball. I never played like in school or like in a league, but I do intramural volleyball and it's so fun. So I'm really interested to read something like that. And I love watching my students play volleyball. It's one of my favorite sports to watch. I got Never by Jessa Hastings because it's stunning and it's beautiful. And I've heard kind of mixed reviews on that, but I honestly don't care because it's so beautiful, the cover. The Darkness Within Us. Also have the first book to this, The Shadows Between Us and The Darkness Within Us. The Shadows Between Us, I ate it up. So I had to get this also in the special edition so that they could match. The Kingmakers by Sophie Lark. Apprentice to the Villain, special edition. Daydream by Hannah Grace. Bridesmaid Undercover by Megan Quinn. So I got the orange tote, a bag of books. If you become a premium member, you get one tote bag a year. Right now I think the options are the black, the gray, or the orange, and I really love the orange. Daughter of the Pirate Queen by Trisha Levensteller. Ellen Hildebrand. Oh, cool. A whole tower just fell. You know what? I deserve it because this is bad. This is like realizing you have a problem bad. But I'm excited to read all of them and like rate all of them and sort them. Some of them I've already read, so me trying to make myself feel better. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Serpent and the Wing of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Throne of Glass Special Edition. A Court of Thorns and Roses Special Edition. Powerful, the novella exclusive edition. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. It's a YA contemporary romance. And then Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Becker Ritchie, because I do intend to annotate that one. The London Seance Society, Better Than the Movies special edition. I love that book. It's one of my favorite YA romances. Beach Read, the special edition. They are really getting me with these special editions. Wild Eyes. My goal is to get all of the first editions of these Elsie Silver so I can build the mountain range. The Striker by Anna Wong. I think this is another ballerina one with a soccer player. The special edition, if he had been with me, it is absolutely beautiful. And this book is everything to me because it takes place in my home state, Missouri, and I think she wrote it in 2013, so it's very nostalgic of the time that I was in high school because I was a freshman in 2013. So like they have phones, but it's not like super all about social media, and I don't know, it's just very nostalgic for me. Swan Song by Ellen Hildebrand. Longest Game by Elena Armaz. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kinney. I do think this is like kind of a Great Gatsby retelling, and it's like a dark romance. I love the spread edges, and Great Gatsby was one of my favorite classics that I read in high school. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Here we go. The Shadows Between Us. I was hoping that this would be in here. Right, perfect. So that's the first one of this. I love this book. This was a happy accident how I got this. I was shelving and it was in my like V cart, like my cart to shelf. And I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. And it was the dedication that got to me. It says, for Becky, I can't think of anyone more deserving of this Slytherin romance. Thanks for reading it first. So Slytherin romance, I'm sad. And then another, it's cool not growing old. I like being the eternal stud, Damon Salvatore. So if you're gonna quote Damon Salvatore, again, it's kind of like an auto buy for me. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Stephen King, Billy Summers. This is another one that I read because I heard it's not too gory. Hi, me again, different day. I did find these 3 books when I was cleaning my house, and these are 3 books that I did purchase at my old store. So I'm going to go over them really quick. First is Save the Cat writes a young adult novel. This is the Save the Cat writes a novel, has great beat sheets, great advice for any aspiring authors, especially if you're kind of amateur at it and you haven't really studied like the art of storytelling. It is so comprehensive and good. But my current work in progress is young adult. So I got this so that it can kind of tailor it more to what I'm writing for. Next, I got Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. From what I gathered, I do not know how this book crossed my desk, but I am loving right now reading coming of age stuff just because I myself kind of feel like I'm in a rut as a 27-year-old and kind of clueless. And so I like kind of reading where other people are clueless. And I just love the cover. It's so beautiful. Long Live Evil. Obsessed with this book. I'm actually almost done with it. Basically, it's about a girl who... her and her sister are like obsessed with this high fantasy like series. It reads very much like Game of Thrones from what I understand, like very brutal, a lot of people die, things like that. And she is dying of cancer in Oklahoma. And while they're a particularly rough night, she, in the middle of a dream or whatever, she gets approached that says, if you can live in your favorite fantasy novel until this like specific plot device, then you will get to live forever in the real world, or like live, like you'll be healed in the real world. So she was like, okay, cool. And she was like, I have nothing left to lose, so I have to do it. And she gets in there, but she wakes up in the villain's body, which I find really, really fascinating. And the villain in the story is set to execute like the next day. So she has to kind of like scheme her way out of it. And on top of that, she meets some of these awesome characters. It's very meta because she knows that she's in a fantasy novel, so she will like be using pop culture references, and it's like goes over against the fantasy book characters' heads. I love it. I think it's a great audiobook too. And I'm like I said, I'm really enjoying that. So those are the 3 other books. And actually, this is so crazy that this is the last book I see because I bought this at my new store. I kind of wanted to see, like, I remember when my discount worked, I wanted to go to other Barnes & Nobles and, like use my employee discount and, like, make it so exciting. Also just kind of see different inventory. So this is at my new store. So this is how you lose the time war. This is what I purchased at I transferred stores, like I said. And at the time when I purchased this, I did not know it was going to be in my new store. So how cool to end up on. So that is the haul. I will just show you like what I see. That was like my makeshift. And these are all the stacks. I'm going to count them and report back. This has been so healing because if I did not work there, I would not have the means to do this. And yeah, it just makes me happy, and it makes me happy to like talk about it with the community. So like I said, subscribe or like this video if you enjoyed and you want to see more of this type of content. I'm really excited to start this journey on YouTube. And yeah, anyway, bye.